Testing. Good evening, everyone. If you would please find your seats, we will begin in a few minutes. Would all of our teachers, principals, and education support professionals being honored, please come to the front alcove to the left of the stage. My right, your left, to prepare for the processional. Thank you.
No combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. And our dreams, and they're made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. And love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart. Like why are we here, and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Well, we'll look at them stars and we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. All of these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight. But I know that they'll be gone if the morning light sings or brings new things. But tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do. If all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Somewhere in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Hey now, and when I wake up, you look so pretty, sleeping next to me. But there's not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I will still I'll tell you one thing, we're better together.
Again, good evening. Please find your seats, and we will begin shortly. If you are an honoree, please come to the front hall of the processional. Thank you.
Well, there's a bridge and there's a river that I still must cross. one told me just how to get there. But when I get there, I know, 'cause I'm taking it step by step, bit by bit, stone by stone, yeah, brick by brick, oh yeah, step by step, day by day, mile by mile. And this old road is rough and ruin, so many dangers along the way, so many burdens might fall upon me, so many troubles that I have to face. Oh, but I won't let my spirit fail me. I won't let my spirit go until I get to my destination. I'm gonna take it slow because I'm making it up. Step by step, you know I'm taking that. Bit by bit, come stone by stone, yeah. Brick by brick, brick by brick. Step by step, day by day, mile by mile. Go your way, baby. Don't give up. You've got to hold on to what you got. Oh, baby, don't give up. You've got to keep on moving. Don't stop. Yeah, yeah. I know you're hurting, and I know you're blue. I know you're hurting, but don't let the bad things get to you. I'm taking it step by step, bit by bit, stone by stone, yeah. Brick by brick, step by step, I'm gonna take it now, day by day, mile by mile. Go your own way, I'm taking it step by step, bit by bit, stone by stone, yeah, stone by stone, brick by brick, come on, baby, step by step, keep on moving, day by day, mile by
So I'm not really sure if there's any football fans out there, but I'm being told that there's a penalty flag being thrown on me. So I need your help. Again, good evening, everyone. Please find your seats, and we will begin shortly. If you are an honoree, please come to the front hall of the processional. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. Let's have another round of applause for our honorees. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 37th Annual Excellence in Education Awards, presented in partnership with AACPS, Education Foundation, and Anne Arundel County Public Schools. I'm Ziz, a proud graduate. So I have the honor of being your MC, and I'm not going to bore you with anything about me because I think we really want to get to the heart of the matter of why we are all here. But just really quick, I went to Germantown Elementary School. I also went to that school formerly known as Northeast Middle School, and I graduated from Northeast High School. So tonight, you and I will be inspired by the dedication and accomplishments of the wonderful educators we are here to recognize. Let's first take a moment to think about the teachers and administrators who were a big part of our own lives. For me, there were many of those at Germantown, Northeast Middle School, and Northeast High School. I'm not going to name them all, but I can just tell you that if not for them, I wouldn't be here today. So joining me, I'm going to give them a little time to get to the stage. Joining me this evening is our 2022 Anne Arundel County Public School Teacher of the Year and Maryland State Teacher of the Year finalist, Charles Whitaker from Cat North.
Thanks, Liz. This evening, we will start our program with a procession of our honorees. As each name and school is announced, please help to recognize them and get the party started by applauding as they walk towards the stage. Throughout the dinner, we will be sharing videos of our Teachers of the Year honorees and also be hearing about our Principal of the Year and our Educational Support Professionals of the Year honorees. We do ask that during these times you refrain from talking at your tables so that we all may enjoy hearing from the speakers. At the end of the celebration, we will announce the 2023 Teacher of the Year for both our independent schools and Anne Arundel County Public Schools.
At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Joanna Tobin, President of the Board of Education, Dr. Mark Bedell, Superintendent of Schools, Mark Hoffman, President of AACPS Education Foundation, and John Conwell from Comcast to the stage. Comcast is our headline sponsor for tonight's event, and we'd like to thank them for their continuous generosity. Please join me in welcoming our 2022 George Arlotto Leadership Award finalists. Lisa Cornell, Principal of Richard Henry Lee Elementary School. Colleen McFarland, Principal of Glen Burnie Park Elementary School. Alexis McKay, Principal of Nantucket Elementary School. And Richard Rogers, Principal of Mills Parole Elementary School.
And now, to our educational support professional finalist is Davon Sanders from Ruth Parker Easton School.
Please join me in welcoming our 2023 Teacher of the Year honorees. From Lindale Middle School, Nia Baker, finalist. Alexa Bayshaw, Marley Middle School. Old Mill Middle North, Adam Bellerin. Caitlin Berman, Brooklyn Park Middle School. Ian Burns, finalist representing Arundel High School. Devin Caton, Bates Middle School. Mary Kay Connerton, finalist from Annapolis High School. From Southern Middle School, Angie Colston. Alexis Cutler, Tyler Heights Elementary School.
And now we have, from Crofton High School, Aaron Thew, semifinalist. Trisha Fisher, Broadneck Elementary School. Margaret Garcia, Rippling Woods Elementary School. Annalie Garland, St. Martin's Lutheran School of Annapolis. Representing North Glen Elementary School, Emily Gray. Michael Hall, Old Mill Middle South.
We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights,
Pamela Hernick, finalist, St. Mary's High School. T. Anna Nee from Crofton Middle School. From South Shore Elementary, finalist Courtney Kenny. Arundel Middle School, Aaron Clefman.
Feel it, baby.
Lindsay Clunk, Crofton Elementary. Ashley Lacey, Edgewater Elementary.
Here comes Tracy A. Barnes, Larkins Mead Middle. Kiel Lortzerin, Old Mill High School. From Broadneck High School, Crystal Lowitz. Lindsay McQuillam, Folger McKenzie Elementary School. Angela Mangum, North County High School. Representing Severn Middle School, Patricia Morrow. Christine Collie McAllister, finalist, Magathie River Middle School. Whitney McCann, George Cromwell Elementary School, semifinalists.
Let's hear it for my colleague from the Center of Applied Technology North, semifinalist Michelle McCarty. Kelly Metter, Tracy Elementary School. Lisa Molan, Annapolis Elementary School. From Ferndale Early Educational Center, Kathy Murphy. Christina O'Shaughnessy, Corcoran Middle School. Brad Ogle, Germantown Elementary. From Hilltop Elementary, Trisha Page. And from Jacobsville Elementary, Jennifer Richards, semifinalist.
Representing Arnold Elementary School, Diane Rosdale. Coral Shreve, St. Paul's Lutheran School, finalists. Zachary Stone, Pershing Hill Elementary School. From Davidsonville Elementary, Allison Waite. Beth Wilson, St. Mary's Elementary School. Representing South River High School, John Zelazin. And Kayla Zip, Brooklyn Park Elementary School.
Let's give all of our honorees another round of applause.
Thanks, Charles. Let's enjoy our delicious dinner, and we will be returning throughout the meal with videos and comments from some of our special guests. Very well done.
That they may not understand when they're frustrated when we're reading or speaking or writing. I want them to know that they have what it takes. They were created to have a brain, to be able to think, to be able to work through issues.
I hope my students learn to be a fair, compassionate individual as an adult. I hope they learn a love for math and numbers. I hope they appreciate how numbers help us in the real world, in our daily lives. Um, yeah, I would say I hope they be fair and compassionate individuals with an understanding for math.
It's really amazing being a music teacher because you get to have them for multiple years. So they grow from these little sixth graders who are so eager and excited to these more independent young adults, and they come in and I learned this song off of YouTube last night. Can I play it for you? Can I play this for the class? Can I show you what I learned? Things like that. And so it's exciting to see them start to take ownership of their skills.
That's one of my favorite things about working here at Old Mill North. I can go to anyone, and I do go to everyone. I go to the new teachers that are just coming out of college for advice in terms of freshening up some old lessons. I can go to any of the administrators, any of my principal. I can go to anyone, even the secretaries, maintenance staff. Anyone in my building is willing to help me. So I use all of them as my resource.
I hope my students learn from me many things, but the most important being hard work, dedication, kindness, and perseverance. I think those 4 things can take them so far in life. And I think you learn that naturally through the music making process and working as a team in a band.
One thing that, being in the marching arts and music taught me, it's that there's like doing 100% and then there's doing everything you possibly can to be successful at those things. And sometimes being that little bit extra is what's going to make all the difference for you in opening doors.
So what gets me excited each morning is knowing that by noon I will probably have belly laughed at least 4 times, because middle school is its own thing and they have their own unique humor and they are honest and it's refreshing, and I know that I'm going to smile a million times that day.
You can come as you are as an individual and meet your students where they are, connect with them on a personal level, on a level where they feel like they are seen, heard, and accepted. And they will then in turn see, hear, and accept you. And then really, as cheesy as this sounds, but the magic happens. The learning really takes off, the content comes into play, and it just sets the foundation for an amazing experience.
So at Southern Middle, it's like a family. So we all kind of collaborate together. I've been here, this is my 11th year, and we kind of have each other's back. So I can look to 10 people at this school that will help me and mentor me, or if I just need some support in any way. So I truly feel like it's a family here and enjoy coming to spend time with people.
I truly feel like in my classroom, every day is just like, is something fun, something exciting. My students all are bilingual. They all speak Spanish. So I have been so excited the past few years to get to learn Spanish from them and, learn a new vocabulary and language that I didn't really get the chance to learn when I was in school.
So if I were speaking to a new teacher, I would definitely tell them to visit as many classrooms as they possibly could. They can connect with a Right Start advisor and find out who would be good to visit and to see, because that is where I learn the most, in seeing all of the cool ways that my coworkers apply strategies in the real world and in a variety of different classrooms.
I know that my students and my staff would say that I would hope that my students would leave knowing how to make a tree map, which is sort of the ongoing joke. But as much as I want them to know that, I do want them to leave and know that it's important to be a problem solver. It's important to be kind, build relationships with your broad neck peers because they'll be with you all through school, and to have grace on yourself and know that things will be hard.
What surprised me the most was you can over prepare constantly and stay after and come in early, prepare lessons, but they just won't go as planned all the time. And it's just being flexible and being patient and understanding it's okay if things didn't go your way and being able to rally it back up without the kids knowing that you're sense that something's not going as planned and just being able to continue with the flow of teaching.
One of the people that inspired me to be a teacher was Julius Fisher at Abbott Memorial Presbyterian Church in Baltimore. I was a high school student and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and I sort of started an apprenticeship there working as teaching private piano and some piano classes. And it was just really helpful to actually experience teaching. And I always tell kids when they're trying to decide what to do, the best way to decide that is to actually do the job that you're hoping to do and see if you actually like doing it.
Just knowing that each day is a new start, being able to come in refreshed, ready to go, and then having the day together to learn and to just spend time and really just have fun with my kids is the goal. So knowing that each day, whatever happened the day before, we're going to leave behind us and get to have a fresh start at the start of the day is really just a nice calming presence at the start.
I've been all up and down the East Coast and I heard, Mr. Hall, Mr. Hall. Disney World, I ran into people that I knew. I go into restaurants, I go into mall, Mr. Hall, you know, some guy 35 years old, you know, he remembers me, he recognizes me. Yeah.
I hope that my students learn about the world around them, but also about the world within themselves. So through global awareness, they can be more, engaging citizens in the world. And then also just understanding their own behavior, their thoughts, why they're feeling the way they're feeling, so that they can have some tools to go out in the rest of their life and apply those tools and hopefully become more compassionate and empathetic to others around them.
What gets you excited about going to school every day? I love teaching 8th grade language arts. The kids are always really excited by the stories that we're reading and the activities that go along with them. But more than that, I just love coming in. Every day is a new day and a new chance to get to know something about someone. And so coming into school is my approach every day.
If I could give one piece of advice to a new teacher, it would be to build relationships and get to know your students. The more you get to know them, the better they get to know you as a person, and the more they are able to trust you. And your students have to feel safe in your classroom. And when they feel safe, they learn more. And it's a whole great learning experience for both the teacher and the student. So build relationships first, always, and then move on from there.
I hope that my students learn how to treat each other well, and that they can do anything that they put their mind to. Either they have the skills to do it, or the knowledge to find out how to do it, or at the very least, they know that they can turn to somebody else and ask for help when needed.
My second year teaching, one of the crazy days was happening that we all have, and one of my students said to the rest of the class, "You guys know she doesn't get paid enough for this, right?" And I had a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, but then it was like, he's right. And on top of that, his mom was a teacher, so I was like,
I've been blessed with working with many wonderful teams, and if I needed anything, I would go to my team to ask them for support, advice, anything that I need. I also would say we have a phenomenal principal who I can go to, and she quickly helps me problem solve any situation.
The thing that surprised me about being a teacher and dealing with teenagers is the level of empathy and kindness that they have every day. You know, teenagers can be snippy and chippy and chirpy and everything else like that, but the kindness that I see in this building there's just examples every day that I see of students helping each other, of being courteous of each other, of supporting each other. That's something that, maybe that says a little bit about me, but it just always fills my heart to see those kind of things happen every day in this building.
The other day, actually, I was in my Spanish class, and one of my students, she was answering something, and she was somebody that was having a hard time in the Spanish classroom. And at that time, I was kind of giving out candies if they tried or participated, and I ran out at that point. And she said, "You know what, Miss Loads, it's perfectly fine, because you know what I did? I just learned something there, and I learned something that I didn't know before." And I was like, it makes me feel really proud.
Every day is different. Every day I don't know what questions the students are going to ask. I don't know how they'll receive the different activities that I'm doing. And I don't know what their moods are going to be when we come in. So I love that every day is a new challenge, could take a completely different path, and it challenges me mentally and physically. And I just love to see how they receive the lessons that I'm doing, and the activities that we get to partake in. And I just get really excited to see my students, to see them learn and grow.
I hope that my students learn from me to be kind to others, to accept people's differences, and hopefully a little French along the way, but really I just want them to learn how to be good people. And the way I treat my students, I hope, is a reflection of how I want them to treat me and others as they go through school and life.
I was surprised by the relationships you can build and the lasting impact that you have. I know with middle schoolers, you don't always know how long you're going to impact them and last in their memory, but I've had a lot of students later in life, in high school and even up into college, email me or reach out, and it's kind of amazing to see where they go in life and like have that lasting relationship with them.
So I'm not sure if this is funny or disturbing, but last year my class decided they wanted to do a funeral for me, and they said that it was the end of the school year and they wanted to do a reminiscing of all the fun things that we've done, and that they were going to miss me. So they did a whole PowerPoint, and they made me this tombstone.
I'm very lucky to be in a school where every staff member is willing to help. By nature, I think a lot of teachers are just helpers. So even if they're not in my area of expertise, they'll be willing to help. I generally go to my teammates first, just because they're teaching the same thing and might be experiencing the same concerns or have the same issues. But I'm just very lucky to be able to talk to anybody here in the staff.
So this one says, "Thank you, Ms. McCarty." And it says, "Dear Ms. McCarty, thank you for teaching my friends this school year. They certainly seem to enjoy your class. I know I did last year. We're definitely a chaotic bunch, so I'm sure you've heard some bizarre conversations between them. I hope this year goes well for the class. It was certainly an engaging experience for me."
I think the one thing that surprised me about being a teacher was I think the children teach you as much as you teach them. I've learned so much from children being a teacher. I think they have shaped my philosophy as a teacher and made me a stronger teacher because of it.
I had the world's most amazing PE teacher, George Pritchett. Mr. P was the man, and I was there for 7 years, kindergarten all the way through 6th grade, and I had him all the way through. And he inspired a love of sports in me that led me to my coaching career, led me to my my high school sports, college athletics, and it all came down to the fact that he believed in me.
So teaching can be really challenging and rewarding at the same time. As a new teacher, I always say to be well prepared with plans, materials, positive behavior management strategies, but also really remember to be flexible and really get to know the students. Building positive relationships with them goes a long way.
If I could give advice to a new teacher, it would be to be weird unapologetically and to let them see you slip, because middle schoolers will notice it. So as long as you bring it up, you get a little bit of an edge there.
So I feel like this happens every single day where a child says something that's memorable. But most recently, I had a student that asked me if I was going to be retiring soon, and I just had a puzzled look on my face, and I asked, "Why do you say that?" And he said, "Well, you just look exhausted." And got a chuckle out of me, and I told him, unfortunately, no, I will not be retiring soon, but thanks for asking.
Something that surprised me about being a teacher is all of the funny things I find myself saying. I'll say things like, chocolate milk is for your tummy, not your hair, or we don't lick the bottom of our shoes. I'll say things like, I'm sorry, we can't get married in kindergarten, and things, that's just all the silly things I find myself saying all day long. That really surprised me.
When I first started teaching, I thought that I would make bulletin boards and go on field trips and the kids would just learn things. But as time has gone by, I've learned that you need to take care of yourself and that kids will remember how you made them feel rather than what you taught them. So just remember that. Take care of yourself and just connect with your kids. Make that connection.
I hope that my students learn that we all have strengths and weaknesses, that we all make mistakes, and that we learn from those mistakes. They actually can help make us better, and just perseverance, that we just need to try and try again.
You work with a team that you trust and enjoy. I feel like I've stayed here for the amount of time I have because of the team that I work with. Just they become your family. You spend more time with the people that you work with than you do even with your own family. So I think just enjoying the people that you work with and feeling supported with your work and what you're doing, that you always have them.
My advice for a new teacher would be to give yourself grace. After 10 years of teaching, I'm still making mistakes and learning from my mistakes and just being better. So if you make a mistake, just give yourself grace and learn from it and then try better.
My third grade teammates, Jen, Steph, and Laurie, are amazing. We play off of each other so well. We all bring different strengths to the table, and I value them so much. We also have an amazing guidance counselor, and we have amazing administration here who really care about putting family first, which is awesome.
If you're gonna say this is your behavior plan, stick with it. But then always remember everyone's human and they're gonna make mistakes, and they're just kind of guide them to make better choices to follow through. But just consistency is probably the key. And also just love them. That's the best.
I'm very lucky as an English teacher. I'm working with things that I'm pretty passionate about, both reading and writing. So getting the kids in here, kind of creating that dynamic within the classroom, that positive atmosphere so that they look forward to coming in here, that we enjoy our time together, and then we use that time to kind of discuss things that I think are really meaningful, not only because I enjoy them, because I think there's positive benefits for the students as well, whether it be kind of discussing literature or improving their writing or their ability to articulate themselves.
Mr. Walker and Ms. Camacho, my administrators, are definitely very supportive in the school and out of the school. I definitely couldn't, get through without them. And then I have several staff members here. I'll name a few: Ms. Lucas, Ms. Nauman, Ms. Selznick, Ms. Mosden, Ms. Gordon, and Ms. Taylor. Really, anything that I need, any event that we have, they're always there to support no matter what.
Good evening, everyone. If I could get everyone's attention, please. Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone for being a part of tonight's celebration. My name is Mark Hoffman, and I have the pleasure of serving as the president of the Education Foundation of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, the nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting the students, the educators, and the schools of AACPS. I want to recognize the following dignitaries who are here with us tonight. Senator Dawn Gill, Delegate Andrew Pruski, from the county offices, County Council, Vice Chairperson Allison Picard, Julie Hummer from District 4, from the County Executive Branch, Jennifer Purcell, also, the members who support me at the Education Foundation, our Vice President, Ms. Vic Samuels, our Secretary, John Conwell from Comcast. John? And we have several board members with us here tonight. Doug Cartney from Northrop Grumman. Doug, where you at? Dominic Powell from Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Don Rao from the office of Maryland State Senator Michael Jackson. Don. And Andy Shearer from Whiting Turner. And lastly, from the Anne Arundel County Board of Education, President Dr. Joanna Bach-Tobin, District 6. Vice President Robert Silkworth, District 2. And our student member, Mr. Zachary McGrath. And Dana Schalheim from District 5. And of course, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Bedell.
Thanks, Mark. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Comcast, our headline sponsor for tonight's event. We also appreciate the support of the Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, RICO, and all of our academia and table sponsors. Now let's learn a bit more about our Teacher of the Year honorees.
Ms. Basha makes me smile by laughing and making funny jokes throughout the class. The biggest thing I learned from Ms. Basha is like all my guitar songs, the tabs, the chords, like everything about guitar.
She's really funny and she says like some corny jokes sometimes. She's like, get your little fingies on the front. She just has really good energy too. Like Ms. Basha, she has such like a bright soul and everything. Like she's such a great human being.
Ms. Basha makes me smile by being like she's kind and always truthful. I have her for chorus and guitar because I already know she's one of my favorite teachers in the school. She's nice, she's kind.
The biggest thing I've learned from Ms. Basha is like just how like to play guitar in general. She always explains things to us like well, and like I have like 2 classes that have chorus and guitar, and like I love both of those classes.
Mr. Bellerin is awesome because
he's like super nice and he's really fun. He's a good PE teacher, and I think he's really funny, and he's just awesome in general.
He really understands his students and how they act and how to make a lesson a little more fun.
He's awesome because he's funny, he's fun to hang around, and he's just a cool teacher in general. The biggest thing I've learned from Mr. Berlin is like to be interactive with whatever we're doing in class, or just have fun in general.
Mr. Bellerin is awesome because every morning, me and my friend Ella, we would go down there, we'd like say hi and bother him, but like he's not like strict or anything, like he goes along with it. He's just fun. He's like that one uncle, you know?
Miss Berman is awesome because she's very respectful and she just knows like everything. Like every year is different music, of course, but like she knows the group, so she knows what music to pick, and it just fits the group perfectly. So
she really has mastered her craft and musicianship and helping others with music.
Miss Berman is awesome because she helps us so much, and she always encouraged us to be the best student we could ever be. She actually encouraged me to do all county, and she was like, even if you don't get in, it's good experience for you, and you can learn from it. And I actually got in.
Last year when I first started learning the French horn, I really it was really hard for me, and I just wanted to quit, but she was like, just keep going, you're doing really good, and I know you're gonna be great. And I'm really thankful for that because I don't know where I would be without Ms. Berman. The biggest thing I've learned from Ms. Caton is that you can learn if you really try to, and that there's always going to be somebody to help you, and that you should always try your best. I've always had some trouble with math, and she's always helped me, and I feel like I've learned a lot from her.
She's like a friend. She's not you don't see her as just a teacher. She's like a friend that you can just talk to, and she's not strict or anything. And she makes her lessons fun. Miss Caton makes me smile by giving me nicknames.
She always gives me stuff, and the classes are funny. The biggest thing I've learned is math is easy if you actually try.
Ms. Caton's awesome because she makes math really fun and easy to learn. The biggest thing I've learned from Ms. Caton is that she's very trusting, and she'll always be there for you in your roughest times.
She helped me understand things that I didn't really think I could understand. Well, she always likes to tell jokes in class. She once was sending the troublemakers to and fro another teacher's classroom so that he wouldn't disrupt the rest of us.
Personally, I think she's a very good teacher. She's very active. Her energy is good. I feel like last year she made me want to learn more in math because she'll just be so energetic and more fun.
She's really nice. That makes me smile. And she likes to do fun activities, and she makes boring stuff fun. The energy she brings with us when she's teaching us, if it's a bad day or a good day, she knows how to put a smile on someone's face.
She would whenever we had questions, if we asked her, she wouldn't just tell us the answer. She'd explain it to us and make sure that we understand what she was teaching us. I learned how to write and how to organize my writing really well, and the sections to do it in.
She makes me smile whenever she goes over to the phone and it rings, and then when she comes back, it rings again, and then it just makes me smile because we all start laughing.
She always tries to help us. If we have a question, she always tells the whole class in case they don't know either.
She really encourages us when we're stuck doing something. A lot of times if someone asks a question, she'll really get into it and answer it really well.
Mrs. Garcia is awesome because she lets us get Chromebooks and get free time every day. The biggest thing that I learned about Mrs. Garcia is kind of reading.
She dances really silly,
The biggest thing I learned about from Miss Garcia is that being kind is always the best. It's always the right thing to do.
Miss Garcia makes me smile, but sometimes she lets us have the candy jar, and if we're not good, we don't get the candy jar at the end of the day.
But if you're good, you get the candy.
He has amazing hair. The biggest thing I love from Miss Garcia is math.
She's really funny and she's really kind and just like comes up with really fun songs and dances and games like that. Like we've done a flower game where we pass the flower around.
The biggest thing that Miss Garland taught me to play on the keyboard and do Joyful, Joyful, and Mary Had a Little Lamb.
You know, we do a lot of dances around here, you know, music. We're currently going over old African music, and I'll say I'm very interested in it because she's made it very fun with the various activities that we do.
Like if we mess something up in like a song, we'll start from the beginning and try again. And she likes to say that nobody's perfect and we all make mistakes. So she just tells us not to sweat anything and we can try again.
Isn't it just great to hear from these wonderful teachers and the students who get to speak about them? Another round of applause. I would now like to introduce John Conwell, Senior Director of Government and Regulatory Affairs from Comcast, to bring greetings. John also serves on the Education Foundation Board of Directors and is the Vice Chair for the Anne Arundel County Citizens Advisory Council.
Thank you. Comcast has long been Comcast has long been committed to education in Anne Arundel County, and we are pleased to sponsor this event. I am the proud father of AACPS students, and my family, that's one of my teachers, one of my children's teachers. My family has seen firsthand the difference that our teachers make. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Can't say it enough. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Everyone, please continue to enjoy your dinner and direct your attention in about 5 minutes to the video screens.
I'm excited to see students grow in that love. I'm excited to share stories with them. I look forward to creating with that love. I look forward to developing my teachers and developing my students.
I love the math department. They are also very supportive. I think my principal, my assistant principal are also very supportive.
So I am super sarcastic with them. We joke around all the time, but they also know when it's go time, and we're in the zone and we're focused. So I think it's important to have balance, but also laugh with your students.
Come from a family of educators. So when I initially started teaching, obviously a big role model in my life was my mother, educator for the county. And then as a current teacher, I still admire most is my brother, who's also a 5th grade teacher in the county.
I knew that I would enjoy seeing them progress as musicians, being a band teacher, but also seeing them grow intellectually, emotionally has been more rewarding than I ever could have imagined.
I think for all new teachers, I think you should really find ways to listen to what students are really interested in finding out or learning.
I'm sure the lessons are great, and I'm sure there's a lot of content they have to get through,
What I started doing the last few years is the first 2 weeks of school during that warm-up time, I would have 30-second to a minute conversations with each kid. Just, what are your hobbies? Do you have siblings?
What has surprised me most about being a teacher is the fact that on a daily basis I receive inspiration that can be embedded within my craft. So going into teaching 13 years ago, I never imagined that I would have my profession be so heavily embedded in my day-to-day.
My junior English teacher inspired me to be a teacher. She was very kind and supportive. At home, things weren't wonderful, but I knew I had a safe space at school, and she really let me know that I was cared for and I could come to her, so I want to do the same thing for my students.
I model kindness for them, and I show them how to treat others in our school with kindness, and I just think this day and age that's really the most important gift that we can give our students, is that we can show them kindness and grace and just hope that they go and return that in their own lives.
In social studies, we sometimes think, well, you know, what can I learn from a math classroom, or what can I learn from a science classroom? But I find that there are really new and inventive ways of teaching content across all of our departments.
I would definitely say spend the first few weeks of school building relationships with your students. It's okay to push the curriculum to the side. It's those relationships that'll be the foundation for respect and trust among each other.
I think that's something that took me a long time to become more natural at, and that was a surprise for me. Even though I'm 5 years in, I think it's still happening more and more of just being able to be flexible and continue going on.
I hope my students learn from working with music to learn how to work together, that everybody's contribution in music is important, and that in life their contribution is important, and that they learn to be kind to each other when they make mistakes.
So my second grade teacher, Miss Badacheski from Benfield Elementary, inspired me ever since I was in second grade. I've known that's what I wanted to do. I had moved recently from a different school, and she was so calming and kind and just helped me to feel like school was a safe place, and that inspired me to want to create that for other students.
I continued teaching throughout the years. I found that I learned more about myself, and I always wanted to be the best version of myself for my students and showing up for them. So it surprised me the most because I always thought, here I am teaching a subject, I'm going to give these kids information and they're going to take it and walk away. But what I found is that upon further reflection, as I'm teaching, I'm learning more and more about myself as an individual as well.
One piece of advice I give to anyone new coming into the biz is don't be afraid to make mistakes, because you're going to. So expect to do so, and it's growth. You're going to have some things that work well, some things that don't work so well.
Honestly, I just want them to learn how to be decent and kind humans. I hope that they look at me and that I'm modeling building relationships with not just students, but how I interact with my colleagues.
What gets me excited about going into my school each morning is the wonderful students and staff at South Shore Elementary School. We truly are one family here at South Shore, from the office secretaries to our amazing principal, and the teachers have been here forever. Nobody wants to leave.
And I got them to laugh, and they volunteered then to read for the play. It was a great moment.
I just hope they take away a little bit of like compassion for others and caring for others. I think we talk so much about academics, but in our classroom we really take the time to talk about our own feelings and the feelings of others and how they can be affected by each other.
Every morning I stand at my door and I greet them with a smile and a hello by name. Students in 5th, 4th, 3rd, 1st and 2nd who have siblings that I've taught stop by my room.
My AVID team, we've been together for 5 years now, and my team is fantastic. We lean on each other. We're good friends, but we're supportive colleagues. We lean on each other when we're having difficulty, whether it's a sickness or personal problems. You know, for professional activities, we work together.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screens for our next set of videos.
There is one I have remembered. It's where we used spaghetti sticks and we did the marshmallows. We tried to make a tower. Miss Gray makes me smile by giving me hugs. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Gray is how to tell time.
Miss Gray is awesome because she's like a really good teacher, and also she teaches us like lots of things we should know about, and I'm really excited because I know when I get into the other grades, she's really going to help me get like good grades and stuff.
The biggest thing that I learned from Miss Gray is that we learn about money and we count by 5. Miss Gray makes me smile by tell us a joke.
Like, it's not like it's always just learning. He likes to add like fun games, and he's fun. He's very like silly. He's very kind. I always feel like I can talk to him.
The biggest thing I've learned from Mr. Hall is that no matter the day, if it's rainy or sunny or cloudy, that you always need to smile.
He goes out of his way to answer like every question that you have. And if you ask him a question, this happened numerous times. If you ask him a question that he doesn't know, wait until the next day and he'll have the answer for you. And he really like entertained all the questions that I had about history, no matter topic it was.
Mr. Hall is awesome because he's really good at teaching and he knows how like students work. Like he can figure out like ways they do it. He makes things fun for certain kids, and the other kids that like something else, he can like make that happen.
Yeah, Miss Key is a really awesome teacher. Like, it's always so fun in class, and I have her first period, which is probably why I love coming to school in the mornings, because I get to go into her class and learn about like Romeo and Juliet and a bunch of stories and tragedies and stuff.
What makes Miss Key awesome is that she's very hardworking, she's very understanding, and she tries to do a lot and help a lot of people even when she's in her toughest times.
She is very helpful and rewards you when you're good. She always has a smile on her face and is very welcoming. A lot about poetry, since that's what we're doing in our unit.
Well, she's just a really fun teacher overall. She makes sure her students are always comfortable and make sure they have a safe space. And she's just overall fun, and she's one of my favorite periods each day.
Mr. Kaufman, he's like the best teacher in the school. Like he's one of the most chillest teachers. Like if you ask him for something, he'll like don't say it around like everybody else. But he'll hook you up like with some stuff.
Even if you get the answer wrong, he wants us to know why we're wrong, and next time know to learn from that. And even if you do get the answer wrong, he makes sure that we know what we're doing next time, just so we don't make another mistake.
He'll make sure that we're alright. He'll crack a couple jokes in the classroom, make us feel like we're at home a little bit, make us feel comfortable, making it feel like it's not a school setting.
I'm really all about first impressions, and I first met him at back to school night, and we walked past this classroom and I saw the Pride flag and Black Lives Matter flag, and I just thought to myself, this classroom is a place that I want to be.
She helps us when we need it, and she's just a fun teacher. How to multiply.
Because she's really kind to all of us, and when we're sad, she cheers us up. When we're sad, when I'm sad, she cheers me up by giving me a hug.
She's not strict, and she's fun. She's fun about what she does. We have the same shoes. and sometimes I tell her to wear them, but then she wears something else. She's fun, like she makes all of us laugh, and she fits like stuff in that other teachers don't do. Well, she makes me smile because sometimes when she's doing the lessons, she'll like say funny stuff when she's doing them to make us like all laugh. She makes me smile because she's very kind, and I love her as a friend. Miss Lacey is unique because she dressed differently, and I love that about her.
She's definitely a kind person, and she is definitely one who would like stand out for like joy and happiness.
She always says everything will be okay, and that she always, like whenever she makes characters, she always says in her sentences that they're beautiful. She makes me smile by making jokes up. She's really nice, and she always makes people laugh.
Miss Larkins is awesome because she's a great teacher. She helped us when we need help, and she also explained the work clearly so we can understand it more better than if she don't explain it clearly the first time.
She teaches us great. Even she explains the questions how when we don't understand it.
She tries not to make math boring, and she lets us redo our quiz and get our grade up.
She makes me smile by like when she says bye Honoree at the end of the day, or like she asks me, do I need help with anything? Do I want to come help her? No.
I will say I really like her fashion and her way to show math because Miss Larkins, she's like she's strict, but the stricter you are, the most like it will make you focus more.
She really makes me understand what I'm working with. And that's why I think she's an awesome teacher, a really awesome teacher.
Mr. Larson makes me smile by the way he talks. Most teachers kind of talk in that robotic kind of tone and kind of look down to you, but Mr. Larson sees everyone as his equals, and you can definitely tell by the way he talks to you.
Oh, Mr. Larson makes me smile by, like, in the middle of classes, he usually, like, tells jokes to, like, offset the always working vibe, and, you know, it just lightens up the mood for the whole class.
He's really good at making jokes. He likes to be involved in the student life. He'll ask you questions, and he wants to be really involved in getting you where you want to go.
He gets super excited to see our progress as students and young adults because he gets to see us, you know, our college process and us getting accepted and moving on forward. He's very supportive of our decisions and wants the best for everyone. So, yep, that's Mr. Larson.
I don't think I have to tell you that Anne Arundel County Public Schools is one of the best school systems in the state. Obviously, the Board of Education plays an important role in that success. At this time, please welcome the President of the Board, Dr. Joanna Tobin.
Good evening. Thank you for that very kind introduction. I am delighted to bring greetings from the Board of Education. My colleagues on the board and I are thrilled to be here tonight celebrating our extraordinary honorees. The work of these outstanding educators, administrators, and staff fill all of us with tremendous pride and admiration, and are exemplary of the remarkable professionalism, dedication, and determination that is a hallmark of AACPS. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Yes. Those qualities have never been more in evidence or more needed than now. It has been said before, but I will say it again. These are extraordinary times for education. Never has it been more challenging to be an educator, an administrator, a student, a parent, or a staff member. Quite simply, nothing is easy or simple. And yet, these honorees have risen to these challenges and clearly far surpass them every single day. On behalf of a grateful board and our students, I thank you. Finally, I wish to extend a heartfelt thank you to our partners in the community who are sponsoring this wonderful event. Education is, and always has been, a collaboration between students, teachers, administrators, staff, and families. It is also a collaboration between the schools and the community. It is often noted that the job of the Board of Education is to serve not only the students who currently attend our schools, but also those who will attend 10, 50, even 100 years from now. The support of our sponsors tonight represents an investment in and a commitment to the future. And that investment will yield profound and long-lasting rewards for each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, President Tobin. And now for our next set of honorees.
She taught me last year and she taught me last semester, and so she was just able to really help me excel in my language, Spanish, and she was also a great help with just like life, I guess, but like, cause she's just like helping me with that kind of stuff.
So that makes me smile, cause like she's like just really funny, and she's always like cracking jokes, and she'll like ask you how your day is, and like she'll just want to have like conversations with you, and she'll like always remember like things that you tell her, and like will check up on you if you tell her something's wrong.
Honestly, she really is really funny. She has a lot of energy, and I have her first period, so when everybody like walks in and nobody really feels like being in school, she's always there, and she always has a positive attitude about everything.
When I was like kind of confused about something, she always like reassured me, and she was like, it's okay to not do your best at first and not know something, because that's how you learn. And so I think that's something that she's taught me that has really stuck with me.
We get to do like cahoots and blickets like a lot during class time, and she's really nice. She compliments me a lot and says that I do a really good job during class. She teaches us new things every day. Some words that we don't understand, she can help us sound it out, like long words and high frequency words.
And like when I need help spelling like really hard words for me, she just comes over and helps me even if she is like at somebody, and she lets me know when she needs, she'll be over. The biggest thing I learned from Miss McQuillan was probably contraction words or trick words. She's super sweet, she's super caring, and I just love her.
She's helped me a lot throughout my high school career. When I was struggling a lot, and just knowing that I have the support of at least her, like really pushed me forward. Which is the only reason that I took French, was because she actually, like, her teaching style is what like really like sealed the deal for me.
I can always go to her with anything. Like, she knows a lot of things about my personal life, and she's like a mother figure at the school. Like, if I need something, I can come to her, and like she's just always there for everyone.
I feel like her jokes are a really cool part about what makes me smile. So she says a lot of jokes a lot of them are corny, but I still find them funny. So
Everything. She's just so funny. Like, I'm like the type that sit in class and just stay quiet and not do anything. But like, she makes us get up and like do these fun projects and stuff. So.
Well, she's also really, really nice and really chill, and just she's altogether one of the nicest teachers we have. She just has like the presence of someone who's always happy, so I guess to always be kind and nice to others.
Mrs. Morrow is awesome because she makes learning really fun, and honestly, it's just always a good time being in her classroom. Mrs. Morrow makes me smile by always greeting me and greeting other students and being so kind.
Mrs. Morrow makes me smile by treating everyone like they're an individual and ensuring that everybody has the help they need to get the grades that they want.
She is always so like positive and happy whenever we're in the room, and she is funny and really nice.
Mrs. Morrow is awesome because she is a very supportive teacher. She always is helpful. She's caring. She just does an amazing job with our class.
She makes me excited. She helps us sound out the words that we don't know how to spell. She's the best. When I don't feel good and when I'm sad, she always said, "Come on, you can be helpful with other people, so try your best." We write with her, we do our journals sometimes with her.
Mrs. Meta is awesome because she always had fun activities for us, and she was kind of like a mother figure to me and the rest of my classmates. And she always she let us have snack time at the end of the day, and it was really fun.
She finds fun ways of teaching us stuff and like Jamboards, and we get to type in our answers and post them. And I just think she's a great teacher.
She likes to play, and she's just a good teacher. And she helps us out with our work, make us easier, and we learn more from her. She is funny a lot, and she likes to play.
She makes us smile by, on Wednesday, she lets us do something called Global, and like we have to guess like a place in the world, but like you don't know what it is.
She always says, like, if you don't, like, never give up, and she never, like, let you down. She give you a good advice, and she said, you don't have to be perfect, just give me your best.
He plays fossil games with us. I learned about bigger dinosaur bones.
How does she make you smile?
Like that. We like play Lego, Van play Legos, and me and Murphy, Foster me and Murphy. We went with different teams. We went with a wine board. It has 10 different pages.
We just matching the dinosaur fossils at the Chromebook. So I play the game. Christmas Murphy.
Miss Murphy's awesome because she plays with us in the Chromebook. Murphy makes me smile when she teaches us. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Murphy is skeleton bones.
The biggest thing I've learned from Miss O'Shaughnessy is to never look at something and be like, this is too hard, I'm not gonna do it today. Because eventually you will need to do it, and I guess like putting it off is gonna be worse than doing it right then and there.
The biggest thing I learned from Miss O'Shaughnessy is doing a resume and writing how to get a job, because most people don't learn that until they're in high school, and that was a big thing for me because I learned how to do that at a young age.
Miss O'Shaughnessy makes me smile because of the way she expresses her emotions, and she's really genuine about everything she does with her work, her passion towards helping us learn, and it's really a fun experience helping.
The biggest thing I work for Miss O'Shaughnessy is cooking, because without her, I probably would burn my house down.
Mr. Zogel's awesome because he lets us do a lot of fun activities. He understands what we're going through and stuff like that.
Zogel is awesome because he really makes like learning fun, and he makes things that you wouldn't think that were fun, and he gives us like fun stuff to do. He gives us fun stuff to do in math, reading.
Miss Zogel makes me smile by making jokes, doing funny stuff, and putting on some videos that are funny. When he does that, almost the whole class laughs.
He's just funny. He puts in these little jokes. He gives people nicknames. My nickname is Fluffy because I brought in a fluffinizer one day and it just stuck.
I like it because she's so beautiful when I come. She teaches numbers. She's a really good teacher. She's really nice.
What about Miss Page makes you smile?
I like her clothes.
What does she tell you?
All the letters and the alphabet.
What does Miss Page teach you?
Everything. And letters. Everything.
She's a great teacher, and she teaches me math. And my favorite thing about school is that I get to sit there and play with groups and play with my best friends. And my very best part of it is that she's my BFF.
She's really nice, kind, and really helpful. I learned to work really hard from her. She helps me on a great assignment, and I get a good grade on it.
She's nice. She helps you learn easily. And she's a good teacher. How to spell different types of words.
What makes Miss Rosda awesome is how fun she is and how helpful she is. Just how nice and funny she is.
Probably how she makes reading fun and writing fun. Probably her jokes. Probably whenever she smiles, because it just makes me happy usually.
What makes Mr. Stone a really good teacher is because he's very humorous, and he's also very smart, and he can help a bunch of people. So Mr. Stone made me love reading, and I used to hate it.
Sometimes he tells very corny dad jokes to the class. He puts on funny videos for us, which is nice because some teachers, they just leave you to be bored all day, but he makes it fun where we want to come to school.
He really cares about us a lot, and he helps us to learn so we can go into 5th grade without having any problems, which I feel is what a good teacher should do.
He treats us well. He understands how to treat us. He has his own kids. And that's why I think Mr. Stone is, I don't know how to put it. There's too many good things to say about him.
Miss White makes me smile by doing stuff that makes all of us laugh. Well, usually on the Friday, because we do a dance move show through funny dance moves.
She's nice and funny and a good teacher. The biggest thing I've learned from Miss Wade is multiplication.
She understands how people need to learn. She if you have if you have trouble learning one subject, then she asks how she can make it easier and stuff like that.
She always helps her students when they need help, and she loves her students as much as she loves her
all of her family and other people. And I feel like she's a really nice person. She doesn't make everything too hard or anything too easy. It just makes the right level in 3rd grade.
She's always kind when she's teaching, and she's respectful to her students and to her classroom. The biggest thing I've learned from her is probably coding.
The biggest thing I've learned from Mrs. Wilson is that I can make a Santa sleigh. She has super fun experiments. She has Pumpkin Jack in her classroom, and he's all mixed up.
Mrs. Wilson's calm. She's respecting, and she lets us have a good time. Biggest thing I've learned is how to use technology different.
I mean, she kind of makes me smile like every time I see her. She like on Halloween she wears these funny costumes, and she's just very humorous and very funny.
I think he just has a lot of experience in teaching English, because I didn't even really like English, but he gets us so prepared for everything.
He's a very outgoing man. I do believe he connects with his students on an emotional level to the point where he's able to make friends with them. It's not awkward, it doesn't feel forced, it's very natural. He's always kind, he's very constructive with his criticism, and he's not mean, really, in any circumstances.
Just like, he's very charismatic. He makes like jokes and he's really funny. He makes our activities very engaging.
He really tries to make a deeper connection with his students. Like even with the work, he always recognizes what's different about your work and other students, and he really tries to point out how, like, even if you don't think your work's great, that it is good.
She's responsible, she's nice, she's respectful, and she's kind to people, and she makes sure people is okay. She helps people to calm down, and she's the best teacher.
We learn from her a lot. She asks us questions and we answer them.
She is awesome because she helps us, and she helps us with our work when we need her help. She makes us smile by doing some awesome stuff for us.
Ms. Zip is awesome because she is in our classroom for lunch and for math. The biggest thing I learned from Ms. Zip is tens and ones.
So as many of you know, there's clearly a new superintendent at Anne Arundel County Public Schools, who just so happens to be a Kansas City Chief fan, right? Everyone, Dr. Mark Bedell.
All right, let's lift this up a little bit. Okay, Mr. Mosier, you all got me with this video. You know, it's interesting as a parent to see your child, you know, on this video talking about the impact that her teachers is having on her, and that really moved me. So thank you all for that. And listen, I'm thankful to have this opportunity to be here to serve as your new superintendent. This is a return back home for my wife and myself and my family. Some of you may know or you may not know, we actually moved here from Houston in 2012, and we lived in Severn while I served as an assistant superintendent in Baltimore County. So between 2012 and 2016, all of my children were students in this school district, and I knew back then that this was a strong school district. It had prepared my students and gave them the foundation that now allows for me to have 2 students who are currently matriculating through college, and I have a 6th grader who is having a phenomenal experience in her middle school. So I want to thank you all in Arundel County for what you do for children. thank you all for being here today, and congratulations to all of our honorees. I also want to thank our Ed Foundation, Mr. Mosier and his team for putting this event together. Today is a celebration of educators, and we don't do that enough. It is additionally a celebration for all of our folks who are here supporting you, whether you're in a support position role, whether you are an administrator. We're here to celebrate each and every single one of you because we're all a team. But let's face it, you heard from Dr. Tobin a few minutes ago that it's really hard to be an educator these days. And I want you to think about the type of assaults that we are all under as educators. Chronically having to worry about safety. We have become targets to some of the most vicious, violent acts that a profession has to endure. And what it does is it really puts an unnecessary amount of stress on each and every single one of you that then can become impediments to you being able to do your job at a high level, because we're worried about, are we going to be the next school district or the next school that's involved in one of these atrocities? Additionally, some of the mandates that come down the pipeline that may be good in theory, but in practicality have made the job so much more difficult. And it's something that I have shared with our school board and our administrative team. We have a responsibility to try to figure out how we can take some of the workload off your plate so you can just teach. Just teach and do your job and educate children. We also know that as educators, we tend to have operated where we accrue a tremendous amount of debt in many cases to do what we want to do, which is to be a public servant, and it's generally not reciprocated to the standard that we all believe that we should be compensated. And for some of us, as I've shared at the table, I had to make a decision. I wanted to be a career teacher, but when we were pregnant with our second child, I could not afford to take care of my family with a wife who was still in school on a salary of $34,750, and I got a family of 4 at the time. And it forced me to move into administration. Fortunately, it did work out, but educators shouldn't have to choose between whether they want to stay in the classroom or if they want to be an administrator to earn a living. It is for this reason that I have come in working with this administrative team and this school board and put a budget forth that is going to honor making sure that we close these compensation gaps that exist between Anne Arundel County Public Schools and other school districts. And I believe there's an appetite from our legislators to help support us with that movement. Additionally, it is also in the responsibility of us as leaders to do everything in our power to make sure that we show appreciation. Sometimes it's not always about money. It's about how do we just show appreciation, doing the little things like we did in November with the virtual day, doing little things like giving you all a $1,000 incentive bonus for the hard work that you do, because you're having to do more with less because we're currently understaffed. And so we are committed to continuing to look at these things, and we're going to have some more good news for you, in my opinion, as we close out this school year. It is my hope that we send you on June 14th into your summer breaks with you feeling really valued, feeling motivated about coming back next year and helping us move this district from good to great. Despite some of the shortcomings that I've shared with you all that we have to navigate through as educators, I want you to know that you all are having an impact. It is people like you who have changed my life. It is teachers that gave me an opportunity and told me that I was gifted and that I was talented and that I was throwing it away. And they also told me that you're going to teach one day. And they planted that seed in me back in the 11th grade that allowed for me to eventually become an educator. And I know that you are all doing the same thing. You're changing lives of students every day. You are the reason we are a really, really good school system. You are the reason that why we will become a great school system. Here's something you all should be proud of. Having to do more with less. 95% of our schools have a 3 rating or better compared to 75% at the state level. Give yourselves a round of applause because that is phenomenal work. As I close out, I want to let you all know that my quality of life has improved since coming here. The type of stress that I had to endure in Kansas City, and we did phenomenal work there, it was toxic. And I feel like I just get to be a regular superintendent with regular superintendent stress. And I want to thank our board, our Board of Education, for taking this chance on hiring me and bringing me on board. I am proud to be the superintendent of this school system. I'm proud to be a part of this team. Thank you and congratulations to each and every single one of you for a job well done.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. I hope that everyone is enjoying tonight's dinner and the fellowship of your colleagues and families. One of our generous sponsors at this time has a special surprise, and one of our lucky honorees will be the beneficiary of it. So we're going to move the big screen TV. So it's a tradition at this event that NTA Life, a Horace Mann company, gives away a big screen television to one lucky honoree. And we will continue that tonight. Christy Campo from NTA will come forward to present the television. And we would like to invite Dr. Bedell, who's standing with Christy, to pick the winner.
Michael Hall.
Very good, very good. Thank you. We're going to do a picture.
That's pretty awesome, Michael. Oh, is it coming up? Oh, okay.
Where do we want to take the picture?
She's going to take a picture, so probably want to go to the middle. You want me to help you out? You want to I think. Thanks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that some of you may be still finishing dessert, but as you do, we're going to move on with the program. First, I would like to take a minute to recognize former Teachers of the Year who are with us tonight. If you are a former Anne Arundel County Teacher of the Year, please stand. A round of applause, everyone. So it's my pleasure to invite back our 2022 AACPS Teacher of the Year and Maryland State Teacher of the Year finalist, Charles Whitaker from Cat North.
It is hard to believe that it was just a year ago when I shared in the very same excitement that can be felt tonight. It has been an honor to take this journey on behalf of AACPS, where the best teachers bring out the best in our students. I hope each honoree is enjoying this amazing evening with your colleagues, family, and friends.
We all know that this evening is a celebration of excellence and a time to socialize with friends and colleagues. I don't think we have to tell teachers that. However, to provide each honoree with the dignity and recognition they deserve, we remind you to please refrain from talking at your tables during the ceremony. It is now time to recognize our Principal of the Year finalists.
As every teacher knows, a strong principal has an impact on every aspect of the school day. We are fortunate in Anne Arundel County to have amazing educational leaders, and I'm so pleased that we are recognizing a few of them tonight.
Let's learn more about our Principal of the Year finalists. Lisa Cornell, Richard Henry Elementary. Ms. Cannell has been an educator in Anne Arundel County Public Schools for 28 years, starting as a 5th grade teacher, then moving to elementary mathematics team, and eventually becoming the elementary math coordinator for the county. Knowing she belonged in a school serving students, teachers, and families, she became an assistant principal in 2006, and then she assumed the leadership of 3 of the county's elementary schools, Point Pleasant, Ridgeway, and now Richard Henry Lee Elementary. According to Janine Robinson, Regional Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Cornell values strong relationships and consistently makes connections with those in her community. As one parent shared, from our first meeting, I felt a connection that made speaking with her so easy. I knew I could talk with her about everything from my child's needs to my next big PTA idea. She would actively listen and offer feedback or advice. Community members tout Ms. Cornell for going above and beyond to show her genuine gratitude and appreciation. As said by Lisa Cornell, it doesn't matter if I was running photocopies, helping on picture day, or planning an event. I knew the work I was doing was genuinely appreciated, and as a volunteer, that meant everything and kept me coming back to help in any way I could. Lisa Cornell.
Colleen McFarland, Glen Burnie Park Elementary School. With experiences ranging from preschool to coaching high school to serving as the principal of Glen Burnie Park Elementary School, a Title I school, Ms. McFarland centers everything on what is best for the students. One of her teachers shared, as soon as Colleen set foot in our building, you could tell she envisioned a better future for our school. Colleen fights for our staff and students, standing ground on what is best for the school family. Lisa Lighthoff, Regional Assistant Superintendent, says that spending time with Mrs. McFarland is always an exciting experience filled with smiles, laughter, and hugs for children. In the words of one of her students, Mrs. McFarland really listens when people have something to say. She's not rude when someone is wrong. She listens to them and corrects them in a nice way. She's not afraid to correct someone if they get out of line and get them back on the right track. Colleen McFarland.
Alexis McKay, Nantucket Elementary. During her 5-year tenure at Nantucket Elementary, Ms. McKay has worked to create a welcoming and caring environment for the diverse student population. As one parent shares, her genuine care and concern for all the students and staff at Nantucket makes it such a special place. Ms. McKay has served the students and families in AACPS for 27 years, where she has had the opportunity to work in many different communities in the county. She began her teaching career in 1995 as a 5th grade teacher. She later went into administration in 2008. According to my high school classmate, Chris Truffer, Regional Assistant Superintendent, Ms. McKay models the leadership concept of in diversity, there is strength. And she is truly appreciative of all the students and families, regardless of background. In the words of Kristen Caminetti, Nantucket parent, there are few who so adaptly embrace, support, and celebrate the diversity of their community while also caring in unique ways for every individual. Alexis McKay.
And now for our 2023 recipient of the George R. Lytle Leadership Award for Principal of the Year, Mr. Richard Rogers, Mills Parole Elementary School. Mr. Rogers has been a servant and transformational leader for over 27 years in the public, private, and charter sectors of education. He began his career in the District of Columbia Public Schools in 1994 as a classroom teacher and has worked in many school-based and central office leadership roles, to include serving as one of the project leads to open a school for students with severe mental disabilities. Mr. Rogers' grandfather influenced his leadership philosophy. He marveled at how his grandfather interacted with others. Every interaction was transformational. He made others feel heard, valued, and important. Mr. Rogers has always strived for deeper relationships with those he leads. Being a principal can be a challenge, but he builds and pours into others and sees them as partners, not subordinates. He is very deliberate in building relationships. Jolene Davis, Regional Assistant Superintendent, explains that Mr. Rogers has focused intensely on growing teachers and leaders at Mills Parole over the past 2 years, and his focus has yielded strong results. Mr. Rogers is masterful in providing teachers and leaders with all levels of experience, feedback, and support to help them grow and succeed. Teacher Shamia Shimidu Clark states, Mr. Rogers goes above and beyond to make sure there are opportunities for teachers to succeed. He provides a safe environment for employees to come to him to speak their minds, but also gives advice for teachers to grow. Richard Rogers, Principal of the Year.
Congratulations to these 4 principals and their school communities, and thank you to Mr. Charles Whitaker for helping to recognize these school leaders. Now let's hear about our Teachers of the Year semifinalists.
She is just such an open and caring person. She loves every one of her students and really puts in the effort to show that this is a safe space and somewhere where you can just feel welcomed and laugh and just have a great time while you're in her class.
She as a teacher is very inspiring, and she is someone that I definitely believe actually cares about all of her students, because I've seen her go above and beyond and make adjustments when needed to help every student reach their goals and their needs, even if it might not be the easiest or most convenient thing for her to do.
So I met Miss Few when all of the 10th graders transferred into Crofton High School when it first opened. And I met her through the service club that she ran. Immediately I was just met with an awesome personality and someone who grasped you and pulled you in to whatever environment might be challenging to you.
Miss Few is a very hardworking teacher. She always looks out for her students, and I know to go to her if I ever have like a problem, either with school or even in my personal life. I've learned that even in negative situations, you can take away a positive.
Miss McCann is so awesome because she lets us do some free time. It's good being with Miss McCann. It's fun. And she's silly sometimes. Sometimes we learn some new things, like using chopsticks.
Miss McCann is awesome because she helps people. The biggest thing that I learned from Miss McCann is math.
I think Miss McCann is very awesome because she gives us fun stuff to do, and also she does cool things and we get to do fun stuff. She makes me smile when she does funny things.
Hey, what are some of those funny things?
When she does a funny talk.
Okay, can you say how she says things in her funny voice?
How are you, mate? She cheers people for if they're sad or not, and it makes me happy, and I like when she cares for others.
Miss McCarty is awesome because she always gives us a really interesting class that once I go back home, I can really use in my daily life. The biggest thing I've learned from Miss McCarty is how to use AutoCAD, which has been really useful in a lot of things actually. AutoCAD is a system where you can basically draw things with great accuracy and detail, and then when you print it out, you can use it to make it various things. For example, I've been trying to make an instrument out of wood.
Miss McCarty is awesome because we get to interact with her, and she's a nice person to be around. Miss McCarty makes me smile by able to learn new things in order for me to build certain things in my own way. And the biggest thing that I've learned from Miss McCarty is AutoCAD.
Miss McCarty is awesome because she taught me new things and she is very respectful. She knows how to teach what I am trying to learn, which is integrated design. The biggest thing I've learned from Miss McCarty is using our program AutoCAD and also visualizing the projects we do before creating them.
Miss McCarty is awesome because she's always running around the room asking us if we need help and helping us out when we need our help. She's taught me more ways to draw things and make things, how to become more successful with what I'm trying to do.
Miss Richards makes me smile by doing funny stuff to me. She always likes, let us get books and Chromebooks. And we just look up stuff that she tells us to do. The biggest thing I want from Miss Richards is books. I almost read all of the books, but I read some.
She helps us find books, because I wanted some Black-Eyed Susan books that were long but comics. She helped me find Smart.
Miss Richards makes me smile by always being nice and funny, because no matter what, she's always a kind person and always responsible. The biggest thing I've learned from Mrs. Richards is that you should always be yourself. She made a group for me and my friends, we did robots, so she did that for us. That's something that made me smile. She tries to get us to the books that we should be reading for our level and all that stuff. I love media, I love reading, I love how great of a teacher she is.
So this evening, we also have the pleasure of recognizing our outstanding education support professional of the year. SAYAC represents the paraeducators, office assistants, and technicians who make up 40% of the K-12 education workforce. They are a critically important part of the school community, and each year, SAYAC selects the Education Support Professional of the Year. The 2023 Education Support Professional of the Year is Devin Sanders, paraeducator at Ruth Parker Eason. Devin has dedicated over 2 decades to her students at Ruth Parker Eason School. Her passion and dedication to supporting her students with severe and complex disabilities shines brightly and inspires those around her to persevere. She's always optimistic and positive, and she has an unfaltering love for all of her students. Ms. Sanders is an example of paraprofessional and school leader who always goes above and beyond. You can join them. Uh-oh. Here we go. Come on up, everyone. Join them.
They say I'm a rapper, and I say no. They say what you doing, trying to do somebody cold. I just let the music come from my soul, so all of my people can stay on the floor. They got a brand new dance, you gotta move your muscle. A brand new dance, it's called a Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're
Dr. Bedell, we're calling on you.
we gon' show you how it goes. No, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Let me see you do the Cupid. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Now you see what I'm talking about. Oh, I represent for the dirty South, where we're known for swinging out. King of swing out, baby. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Hey, hey, well, let me see you do the Cupid shuffle, the Cupid Cupid shuffle, the Cupid shuffle, the Cupid Cupid shuffle. Ooh, from that boy Cupid, yeah. The king of swing out, baby. Yeah. Here we go. To the right, the right, the right, the right, the right, the left, the left, the left, the left, the left. Now kick, now come on, baby, kick. Now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, the right, the right, the left, to the left, to the left, the left, the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick, now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself and do the Cupid shuffle. Now let me see you do the Cupid shuffle. Now let me see you do the. It's your boy Cupid, C-U-P, the I, the D. Mr. Bet on the track, got another hidden key. Come on, come on. Let me see you do your dance. Hey, hey, hey.
Did everyone sign a waiver? Because I've already posted it on Instagram. Just kidding. What a fantastic night. Another round of applause. So as a past graduate, obviously for me, this is super exciting and I'm happy to be a part of this wonderful night. So I want you to imagine being one of the judges whose responsibility was to review this year's Teacher of the Year nominations. After hearing about all of these amazing educators, I'm not sure how they were able to make their decision. Let's recognize our judges who spent countless hours reviewing nomination packets, visiting classrooms, attending selection meetings, and interviewing the finalists. Judges, would you please stand to be recognized? We would certainly be remiss if we did not take a moment to publicly acknowledge our sponsors for the evening. Without their generosity, this event and many like it would not be possible. As I call the name of your business, please stand and remain standing until all sponsors have been identified. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. Our headline sponsor, Comcast. A+ sponsors, Educational Systems Federal Credit Union and RICO. Academia sponsors, Arundel Mills Mall, Bronner Builders, Development Facilitators, Inc., Hall Bowling Investments, Teachers Association of Anne Arundel County. And would all of our table sponsors also stand? We hope that everyone has had an opportunity to review the table sponsors, as well as all of the other sponsors, the gift bag sponsors, and the other generous donors. So another round of applause for all of our sponsors. Okay, it is now time, the time that we've all been waiting for. It is our time to present the Anne Arundel County Independent Schools and Public School finalists for the Teacher of the Year.
Miss Kenny's awesome because she's always there for people. She's kind to students and she helps students out when they need help. She puts on a smile on kids' faces because she's always there to help out and other students.
Miss Kenny is awesome because she's so kind and helps people when they're hurt. She always has a nice compliment for everyone, and she always smiles, so that makes me smile. The biggest thing I learned is how to play games and different stuff that I haven't played before. All different kinds of games, there's some Halloween games, Christmas games.
She makes me smile by she being so nice and doing all the activities she does at actual PE. Once we did drums or something, how to do that and how to do all her activities.
We were running, walking and stuff. She's really funny. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Kenny is how to play stuff.
She's the type of person who you can tell her anything, and she's just not gonna judge you. She's always there when you need something. Every time, if you go up to her and just to vent, she'll be like, "I know a way how to help. I know a way how to help you."
Because there's always a good side to some She always sees that good side. Even though it may be bad, she still sees the good side of it. Tries to bring that good side out of it.
In high school, it's so easy to get caught up in, okay, you have your academics and you have your extracurriculars, and life can get really overwhelming at sometimes, but I feel like she's such an advocate for slowing down, appreciating everything, and just living every day.
She would come into my classes, she would constantly check up on me. There's one thing we do in club where she'd be like, how would you describe your day? Look at the weather. So sometimes you can say partly cloudy or like very sunny.
She's awesome because she's a very understanding person. She makes me smile because I can actually talk to her. And it's not like a judgy type of conversation. It's more of like a understanding type of conversation and a way to fix things.
Miss McAllister is awesome because she does the most fun labs and always makes our science classes the best. Miss McAllister makes me smile by her funny jokes, and when she's teaching in class, we have like so much fun. The biggest thing I've learned from Miss McAllister is to keep trying even when something doesn't work the first time, and just to have fun.
When you're in a class, you feel like you can trust her and you can come to her about any situation. Miss McAllister makes me smile when she does her model walk-in class for everybody to see. The biggest thing I've learned from Miss McAllister is to keep on smiling through any hard situation because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, she goes above and beyond on like the labs and the experience we do. She doesn't just do like a lesson. She makes us do like interactive things instead of just copying down notes and just reading things. Like it's hands-on, and we learn a lot more that way. The biggest thing I've learned from Ms. McAllister is when you're gathering data, you should get it multiple times so it's as accurate as possible.
Ms. McAllister's awesome because of the fun labs she plans and how like she's just funny and smart. She makes me smile because of all her funny jokes she makes and how she makes the labs so fun and she makes everybody laugh and smile. I learned to never give up even like when some labs are not working for me. She like never like showed me that I couldn't do it.
Miss Colors make me smile by we do activities. She teaches and she actually is friendly.
We did this like a landform. It's like we did it with clay. We did landforms with clay and painted them look like a landform. She's awesome because she teaches us like new stuff that I never knew and then my other classmates knew.
We had like a glow activity and then we got like each one a glow and we picked a color and then we started coloring them. I learned tons of ones from Miss Cutler. Every time she smiles, I smile.
She was very nice. She helped me a lot. Like she helped me with a lot with math. She helped me with multiplication. She makes me smile by being nice. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Color is landforms.
Miss Baker is awesome because she cares about her students and she makes Spanish like easy and fun to learn. Like she'll do activities with us like Spanish birthdays, like songs and stuff like that. Well, she asks us how our day is. She asks us what we did this weekend, and yeah.
She makes me smile by being overall nice to me and congratulating me when I use new words and sentences that she hasn't taught yet, things like that. Miss Baker is awesome because she includes everybody as a whole. She doesn't like focus on some of the kids and then the kids that are silent, she doesn't just like let them be silent. She includes them and builds them confidence to make friends.
The Spanish birthday is like, even if it like isn't your actual birthday, she'll spin a wheel, see like who it lands on, and then she'll say something like good about what you're doing in Spanish, and I think that's just a really cool thing to do.
I feel like she shows affection to all of the students, and she really makes me feel involved with all of my work. Every single time I introduce myself to her, every time I walk inside the classroom, I say, "Hola, Profe Baker." She says, "Hola, Victor."
Yeah, post-COVID, coming back, join the marching band, and I get excited to come to school to see Mr. Burns. Seeing Mr. Burns makes the day worth it. When he smiles, it'll fill the entire room. He's a very enlightening guy, and he also just talks to us like we're people, not like we're littler and smaller than him. He talks to us like we're equals.
He has a lot of drive to make the band better, while at the same time being very relaxed and laid back. It's an interesting dynamic. I mean, from my 2 years with him now, I've learned a lot about, just playing with good tone and dynamics, getting louder when I need to be, getting quieter when I need to be, balancing with the band.
I think I've learned how to be a better musician. The things that he teaches us to put into our music whenever we play, the tiny details, how he taught us how to do a forte piano and how to always add in those crescendos and pay attention to the dynamics and things like that.
In class, to help us relate to something, he'll tell us a story about something that happened to him or just something that's happened in general so that we can connect it better to the music. How he does take his job very seriously, but he'll also be able to joke around and poke fun at things.
She's really nice and she keeps us in place and she helps people and I think she's really nice and cool. She whenever we're upset she plays with us and tells us it's gonna be okay. She's really awesome by the way she talks to other kids and how nice she is to us.
Miss Shrevey is awesome because how she teaches the kids, she teaches them nicely and she's patient with them and she's nice about it. Sometimes when you're sad, she says something funny and then you'll laugh. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Shrevey is probably shapes, the alphabet, and counting.
How she makes me smile is when I see her. Me too. Because she loves us.
Miss Carl loves you?
Yes.
How is she awesome?
Yeah, she's nice to me and she takes care of me. She helps us.
Okay, how does she help you?
She helps us when we get hurt.
Miss Honoree is awesome because she really brings the sort of dynamic, engaging teaching approach to all of the subjects he teaches. I really love going into class every day, and it was kind of you'd never know what you're going to get, because one day you could be doing notes, another day you could be doing a group project, another day you could be running around the school kind of looking for the applications of psychology in real life. So
I think the biggest thing I've learned from Miss Honoree is to always smile during the day, no matter what's going on. Because I've always seen her smile no matter what's going on in her day. And no matter where you come from or what's going on in your day, just smile through it and keep going.
How she comes off to the class, how she teaches, her jokes. She's just a funny person all around. She even when she's trying not to be funny, she can be funny just because we know that personal side of her sometimes. The biggest thing I learned from Miss Honoree is to always be a friend to others, because you never know when somebody might need it, and you might need it yourself also.
She's very welcoming to all the students, and she always has these attendance questions at the beginning of each class period, which really makes everyone feel a little bit more comfortable, and just the environment she creates by doing that makes me smile.
now the moment we're waiting for. I'm super, super excited. 2 envelopes. And Jen needed to help me because she put a number 1 and a number 2. That way I wouldn't be confused. So each of our 6 public school finalists will receive a $250 stipend from Anne Arundel County Public Schools. The Public School Teacher of the Year will receive an additional $500 from the school system, and the Independent School Teacher of the Year will receive $500 from the Education Foundation of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Both of tonight's Teachers of the Year will receive a specially designed Teacher of the Year ring from Jostens. Finally, the Public School Teacher of the Year will be the recipient of a year's worth of honors, opportunities, and adventures, and will represent Anne Arundel County in the Maryland Teacher of the Year competition. So before we announce the winners, let me say everyone who's here tonight is a winner. And the individual announced here tonight will serve as the spokesperson of the year for superior education to students who receive education from all of our teachers in Anne Arundel County. Now it's time to open the envelope. When I announce your name, please come to the stage. Pamela Hernick. So Pamela Hernick is our 2023 Independent School Teacher of the Year.
Oh, wow. As a person that makes their career off of speaking in front of groups of people, this is different. Thank you so much. I am truly humbled and honored to accept this award on behalf of St. Mary's High School. Thank you to Superintendent Bedell, the board members, judges, and especially our principal, Mrs. Imes, for nominating and selecting me to receive this award. I would also like to thank my students, colleagues, and my family, especially my husband and 4 daughters, for continually supporting and inspiring me to be a better person. I would like to acknowledge Mrs. Shrevey and the other nominees who are all brilliant educators, and thank them for their service, care, and dedication to the future citizens of our world. We are all worthy of receiving this award, and I am thrilled to be in such a good company with you all. I would like to recognize Anne Arundel County Public Schools for not only hosting this wonderful award ceremony, but also for providing me with my early formal education from Bodkin Elementary School, Chesapeake Bay Middle School, and finally graduating in 1999 from Chesapeake Senior High School. Go Cougars! I may be accepting this award on behalf of the independent schools, but the heart of my teaching lies in AACPS, so thank you. And all of my teachers from there are why I'm here today, so thank you to all of my educators. I'll kind of speed this up because I know we have more. But like my early educators, and I'm sure like all of you, I have a mission, and my mission is to make learning meaningful to our students by inspiring curiosity about themselves as individuals and as integral parts of the world around them. Let us remember the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you.
And now the Public School Teacher of the Year. Let's see if I can do a little tree pose. Mary Kay Connerton. So maybe as we wait for Mary Kay, maybe we can all do some yoga pose. We can put our hands like right here in the middle. Maybe we can get Mary Kay to do tree pose as she comes up here. So again, the 2023 Anne Arundel County Public School Teacher of the Year is Mary Kay Connerton.
First, I'd like to acknowledge and honor Pamela, Coral, Alexis, Courtney, Christine, Nia, Ian, our semifinalists, and all our nominees. I believe that there is no single winner here tonight. We are all winners in the way that we have transformed teaching into our own beautiful craft, impacting the lives of our students and those around us. Next, I'd like to thank Carol Ann McCurdy's office, Jen Lombardi, Megan Wilmore, the Teacher of the Year Board, Dr. Bedell, his executive team, and Dr. Tobin for the efforts put forth in this whole process and this incredible event tonight. Thank you for all your hard work and energy. The fact of the matter is that no one gets to this point through the sole work of their own two hands. Someone gets to this point through the work of the hands of many, and I have been blessed to have had so many sets of hands helping me along my journey. The first sets of hands are the hands of my parents, Bill and Terry Blackford. I grew up in a home where my brothers and I often heard the expression, find something you love to do, figure out a way to make money, and you'll never work a day in your life. Mom and Dad, that will forever be some of the best advice you gave. For each day I step into Annapolis High School, it does not feel like work to me. It is what I truly love to do. Thank you for raising me, supporting me, and guiding me the whole way through. And it is from your hands that I met the hands of my family members who continue to support my path, like my aunt who is here tonight and almost kept me hostage to come up here. Aunt Jeannie, growing up, your love of teaching was infectious and encouraged me to explore it. I thank you so much for your influence in cheering me on to take leaps of faith within my craft. From these hands, I met the hands of my husband, Rob. Rob, I don't think that there are enough words in the English dictionary to express my love and gratitude for you. Thank you for always believing in me, even at the times when I didn't believe in myself. It was with you in our early days, now 13 years ago, of teaching in the district that I would share my ideas of incorporating wellness practices like yoga and meditation in schools. And it was because of you that I was led to the next set of hands, Christiana Walsh. Christiana and Rob worked together many moons ago at Marley Middle School. At the time, Christiana got promoted to coordinator of health, PE, and dance, and Rob connected us so I could share a proposal for a yoga PE course. I am forever grateful, Christiana, for the incredible passion and support that you brought to me with my out-of-the-box ideas. I always say I needed one person professionally to believe in me, and I was fortunate enough to have three. Christiana, you were the first, and then I moved to the hands of Patrick Gelinas and Susan Chittum. Susan Chittum, unfortunately, could not be here last minute tonight, but I know she's watching. And so this is also for you, Mrs. Chittum. Mr. Gelinas and Mrs. Chittum, the day I was offered the opportunity to come to Annapolis High School to share the yoga course and serve as an Alt-1 was a dream come true, and it still is. At the time, I needed someone to take a chance on me. And I had two, both of you. And you not only took one chance, but several, with the way Stretch Your Wellness morphed into our current wellness program, and all the times I'd knock at your door to share yet another proposal or idea. You two transformed, I need to say it again, transformed my career and life, and I will be forever grateful. And from Mr. Jelinas's and Mrs. Chittum's hands, I'm at the hands of Kathy Lane, Jolyn Davis, Ryan Voltland, Nelson Harayan, Megan Lewis, and Elise Paz, who supported my mission and me in sharing these practices of wellness to students and staff outside of A-High and within other programming. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me to grow my mission. And all the while on my path, I'm at the hands of co-teachers, colleagues, community partners, and friends who not only supported me, but collaborated and assisted in making this work better. And the ultimate set of hands, you all know who I'm gonna say, the hands of my students, 3 of which are here tonight, Jenna, Lindsay, and Rachel. I am so proud of the women that you have become, and as I said to Mr. Jelinas and Mrs. Chittum, I'm going to say the same to you. Thank you for taking a chance on me. I'm so grateful to my students for the courage and vulnerability to try what I wanted them to experience in the realm of wellness, and to trust me the whole way through. My journey would not be this if it wasn't for you. So if your hands have been on my journey, I invite you to please stand so I can give you a hand. I applaud you and thank you with every cell of my being for playing a huge part in helping me to get to this point. You gotta stand, come on, stand. Thank you. And to everyone in this room and our district as a whole, I promise to do my best in the coming year ahead to continue to share my mission of creating access for all to the tools needed to create a healthy mind and body. Because when we address the whole student, the whole individual, everyone thrives. Lastly, I can confidently say that serving as the next Teacher of the Year will be one of the honors of my lifetime. And at the age of 36, I am in awe of the fact that I'm already living out 2 honors, and for that, I am deeply grateful to God and the universe. The first honor being serving at Annapolis High School and doing this very work, and the ultimate honor, which is being your partner, Rob, and the mother to our awesome kids, Hooley, Patrick, Tessa, and Rowan. Yes, every being counts under our roof. Thank you again to everyone here. Take care of yourselves and be well. Thank you very much.
This brings us to the end of another uplifting evening, one in which we have recognized those who have dedicated their lives to preparing the leaders of the future. Thank you all for everything that you do. Good night, drive safely, and God willing, we'll see you next year. Thank you. So if the Teacher of the Years could join us on the stage, along with our head sponsor, Dr. Bedell, Mark Kaufman, Dr. Tobin,
Never give up. That's the first thing, because there are going to come a lot of times in that first year that you just feel that your lessons aren't perfect, that your skills aren't up to snuff. But honestly, if you make it through and you concentrate on the relationship that you have with those students, you are going to be the best teacher that they will have.
I hope they learn to just love learning. I hope that they learn to be kind to their classmates and to have open minds and to always challenge themselves and to take it easy on themselves a little bit as well, not to put so much pressure on what they're doing.
For support, I go to my work bestie and my real life bestie, Mallory. She is just so similarly minded to me, and on a bad day, she can help build me up and remind me to have fun and be silly. And when we plan together, collaborative planning, she and I are on the same page and the same wavelength.
My middle school science teacher, she was my teacher in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at a smaller school, and she was so excited about science, and she made me realize that science could sort of explain so many things in the world, and I just loved it, and it made me want to grow up and be a teacher.
So I got told, Miss McAllister, you got big brain. Yep, I'm really smart is what that means. Or you slayed the girly pop. Well, I still don't even know what that means.
Every day, take just a couple minutes to connect with each student. Even if it's just a quick hello, a check-in, it makes a huge difference because it lets them know that you care, and it might head off any concerns or rough spots in the day.
I'd say the first thing that I would say is always try to have the students come first. There's so many different things that teachers need to think about, but to make the students a priority is, definitely the first thing to focus on.
If they trust you and you make a connection with them, they're going to learn from you, and your classroom management is just handled. And they're going to learn a lot from you.
But if you work hard and if you give everything you have, I'm here to support you. You have a beautiful team of teachers, not just me that's here to support you in this building. And you keep working hard. You give us everything you can, and you're going to get there. So I hope they walk out knowing that perseverance piece and that hard work piece will really pay off for them in the end if they just stay the course.
So the most rewarding part of being a teacher to me is the hugs, smiles, laughter from the children, from their faces and their body expressions that I get every single day, the excitement that they have for learning and for anything new that that we might do.
I am not the most morning person, but as soon as the kids arrive, I get my light turns on. So I get excited once they get here. I love the morning hugs and the, hey, what's going on? What'd you do yesterday? What's going on this weekend, those conversations that you can have in the morning.
I like to think that not just the content that I teach, but also the way that I model myself in the classroom is mostly what I'd like my students to learn and prioritize, is that they treat each other with kindness, and that's how they would treat each other here at school and then at their homes as well, and then as they grow up to be adults, that they would carry that with them.
If I could give advice to a new teacher, it would be to take the time to really form relationships with your students. Show them that you're invested in them, that you care about them, and it will really give them buy-in to learning and think that learning is important. If they think that they're liked and they're cared for and they feel safe, that they're really going to be open to learning.
Something funny, a lot of times they call me mom. So when they're just engaged and they're building something or they're coding and they can't wait to show me, they just say, Mom, Mom.
So in my building, I have a variety of fantastic resources. I work with incredible teachers, and my go-to is really dependent on what my question or what my need is at the time.
I hope that they just learn, kindness, and that that they can trust coming to school, that they enjoy coming to school, that school can be fun, safe environment for them, and that they look forward to going on to the next year, that it's just enjoyable for them.
I hope my students learn how to be just thinkers, to think for themselves, not just to
listen and believe what everybody says, but to kind of scrutinize things and to question everything and just to find the answers for themselves.
My own third grade teacher, Mrs. Daubert, she was amazing. When she smiled at you and when she spoke to you, you felt like you were the only kid in the room. And I felt like her energy level and her positivity was really what made me want to impact students the way that she impacted me.
I hope that they learn that learning is fun, to take chances, not to be afraid of their ideas, and just go for it.
We're continually kind of told what we have to do and what the requirements are, and obviously it's good to attempt to do everything and attempt to do it to the best of your ability, but it's also important that you keep in mind that all you can do is, do the best you have with the time that you're given.
My one piece of advice would be relationships. Take the time to get to know your students, your staff members. Relationships can really make or break your success as a teacher.
So everyone, for Ms. Conderton, please come up on stage.
Never give up. That's the first thing, because there are going to come a lot of times in that first year that you just feel that your lessons aren't perfect,